Committee issues security clearance ultimatum to White House WFMZ. Posted March 1, 2019 03:22 p.m. Estate. Updated March 1, 2019 088 p.m. EST. The chairman of the House Oversight Committee issued a stark warning Friday to White House counsel Pat Cipollone, demanding that the White House turn over documents and comply with interviews related to how the White House of some of the president's closest advisors. Democratic Republic. Elijah Cummings of I. Cummings' letter comes that the president personally intervened to secure his son-in-law Jared Kushner a security clearance, despite concerns from career officials. The president had, if the White House did not respond to CNN's request for comment Friday on Cummings' request for information. Republic. Gary Connolly, ID. But according to letters released by Cummings Friday, the White House believes it has broad jurisdiction to protect security clearance information about the president's closest confidants from Congress. In one letter from White House counsel Cipollone, the White House argues they are willing to make. In Cipollone's letter, he also asks Cummings not to go around the White House counsel's office to try to obtain information directly from White House staffers. He specifically said, On Thursday after the Times story broke, Cummings threatened to issue a subpoena for the information if the White House doesn't comply with the request. Connolly also told CNN in an interview Friday that he believed that Cummings will likely be forced to issue the subpoena given the resistance from the White House on the issue. That he was investigating the security clearance process at the White House and requested information about the background investigations and security clearances of National Security Advisor John Bolton, former White House Staff Secretary Rob Porter, former National Security Advisor Michael Flynn, his son Michael Flynn Jr., former Deputy Assistant to the President Sebastian Gorka, Kushner, former Deputy National Security Advisor K.T. McFarland and Cummings also requested information on the formal protocol of issuing security clearances at the White House and all the documents related to a February 2018 memo Kelly, then the White House Chief of Staff, issued on how to improve the process. Federal government about to hit its credit limit. House Dems split over GOP's use of motion to recommit. Oops. Something went wrong. 2019, Maranatha Broadcasting Company, Incorporated. WFMZ.
Raindrop, drop top smoking, no cooking the hot pot. Fucking on your bitch, yeah, that. Looking up, open the park pot.